From street corners to a permanent storefront, Jerry Arcee's journey is the definition of Chicago hustle. But with city business license approvals at a near 10-year low, opening Tio's restaurant meant clearing more than just the usual hurdles. We sat down with Mr. Arcee to see how immigrant entrepreneurs like him are driving the city's economy, one business at a time. Do you mind just kind of telling me your origin story, kind of a quick origin story of what started your love for cooking, kind of selling tamales coming to America, then working at the bank, selling tamales at the street corner, and then owning what you own today?
Sure. So my love for cooking started early on. My grandma used to cook a lot of great things from scratch and home cooked meals that always made me happy and nourished my spirit more than anything. And my mom, when I was young, she had to raise 4 children on her own, so she was working a lot. And I remember being 8 years old and going to the pantry and finding potatoes or rice and beans and trying to make something of that. And so that's how I sort of got my introduction, by doing it by myself.
Awesome, awesome. And then you started kind of selling tamales, I believe, on Sundays and on street corners. Do you mind talking about that a little bit and kind of how that experience started?
When I was a teen, I took on, study seriously and school. That was one thing that was important to me, to make something of myself and the family proud. I wanted to help out my mom, and that led to an almost 20-year career in the bank. And so after that career transition organically into what I'm doing now, I got the start from cooking and my tamales and selling them on street corners, from having to depart from my banking career. And so I went ahead and started just selling on the weekends. A friend had asked me to help her out. She had a plant shop, and so she wanted me to sell outside of her plant shop on the corner of her shop, and said this will help me attract customers, and that's how it all got started.
Immigrants in Chicago are 67% more likely to start a business. Why do you think that the drive is so much higher for people like yourself who aren't maybe Chicago natives, but have moved to this city with a ambition and dream?
Well, we know that migrants are sort of have this mindset, that they're here to make a dream come true. America was built on migrants, and they have one goal in mind, to come and be able to grind and hustle. We do what it takes to make it possible, not only for ourselves, but also to carry those values and legacy for the ones that are left behind at home.
Great. And then just one last question. What would you tell maybe your younger version of yourself or someone else in Chicago right now who's kind of wanting to start their own Tio's restaurant?
I would tell them not to give up. I would tell them that things are possible, and if you put one step in front of another, things start taking shape. Dreams do come true.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. I want to thank Jerry for joining us today for this interview, and I want to thank you, the viewer. We'll catch you next week. Jerry Arcee's story is a reminder that the Chicago hustle is as much about community as it is about commerce. If you want to taste that tradition for yourself, visit Tio's restaurant at 1734 West 35th Street in McKinley Park to meet Jerry and experience his cooking firsthand. Now we give you insight into severe weather affecting the Chicagoland area.